Hi, Jeff Siegel here to take you through the week on HRTV. HRTV's Pursuit of the Crown premiered Thursday as we begin our journey to Churchill Downs.
The Breeders' Cup and Churchill Downs, where perfection was maintained.
Personal Ensign, a dramatic finish, and here is the wire, and it is Personal Ensign there.
Where a 2-year-old colt electrified a nation.
Here indeed is a superstar, a Razzie, absolutely brilliant.
And where the horse from Uruguay proved he was indeed the best in the world.
Invasor, the Argentinian bred, Uruguayan raced. Invasor has won the Classic.
Since its inception, the Breeders' Cup has been contested beneath the twin spires on 7 separate occasions.
And Day goes to work. Flanders on the inside. On the outside, Serena Song giving their all as they come down to the line. A wild finish to the Classic. Awesome again has won. A heart-pounding, pulsating stretch drive, and Tisdale prevails.
Now in 2010, with the Cup back in Louisville, racing's biggest stars are once again in pursuit.
She's right, royal and regal. The Queen of Churchill Downs, Rachel, is back.
Golda Cova is something special. Golda Cova and Olivia Pallier win it again. This is unbelievable. Zenyatta.
Millie Ball checked in with updates on last year's International Breeders' Cup winners.
In this international report, we're going to focus on those 6 European winners from last year and find out how many of them pose a threat to the Americans again and where they are now. Man of Iron won the Breeders' Cup Marathon for owners Magna, Tabor and Smith, but a deal was made prior to his victory and he was sent to Samanda Racing. He's now in training with Luca Kamani and was beaten 22 lengths in the Prince of Wales Stakes last time out. Midday, well, she won the filly and mare turf and has plans to defend her title following a repeat win in the Group 1 Nassau this month. The Yorkshire Oaks on August 19th is next, and Henry Cecil told me she is stronger than last year. Pounce produced that dramatic stretch run in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf under Frankie Dettori, giving he and trainer John Gosden back-to-back renditions of this race. And Pounce was wintered at Clarehaven and is unraced since. Vale of York, he basked in Breeders' Cup glory in Dubai, where he wintered before pointing to the UAE Derby this spring. But a bad bout of colic prevented him from competing. And racing manager Simon Crisford told me he is finally back to light training at Newmarket. Conduit was sold to Japan for stud duty after a 4th place finish in the Japan Cup, just 22 days after he defended his Breeders' Cup title on the turf, and he now stands at Big Red Farm. And trying to make history with a 3rd consecutive Breeders' Cup mile win, with the plans for Golda Cova ever since she crossed the wire to defend her title last year, and she is right on track to come back. 3 for 3 already this year, and all at the highest level. Golda Cova won her 3rd edition of the Prix Rothschild on Sunday at Deauville on the straightaway, stalking her pace setter, and she showed off that electric turn of foot to put away the field and finished with daylight between her and Group 1 winner Music Show. Our international correspondent Fanny Salmon got a somewhat dazed reaction from her trainer Freddie Head.
I was very confident. Once I saw her behind the music show, I knew she had a perfect race, and she was well. I knew she was as good as ever, so she showed it. With age, she's getting a bit more confident, and she's easier, I think.
She looks absolutely fantastic. And the plan is the Prix Jacques Lemoyne back at Deauville in 2 weeks' time for her. And that actually brings me to the subject of the International Win and You're In Challenge Series. We've got 3 new European Breeders' Cup Win and You're Ins. The highlighted ones are the new ones. They include the Prix Jacques Lemoyne on August 15th. Goldakova won this race last year on route to Breeders' Cup success. The Group 1 Vincent O'Brien National Stakes at the Curragh September 11th. This race has produced European champion 2-year-olds like George Washington and Master Craftsman. And the Group 2 Prix Niel at Longchamp, a race which has produced a significant number of runners in the Breeders' Cup Turf Lafitte, partly thanks to Andre Fabre. But the best actually was Trempolino, who finished second back in 1987 to Theatrical. No one has ever won that race.
Zenyatta stayed perfect on Saturday, and Race Day America caught up with her rider Mike Smith on Sunday.
Top of the lane, but Zenyatta, she's still just got her ears pricked. She's going to strike the front earlier than usual today. Homeward bound in the Clementel Hirsch. Mike Smith says, let's put on another exhibition. Zenyatta, ears still cocked. She's in front. A huge run from Interval along the inside. Zenyatta now fully stretched. Interval there, but Zenyatta will keep her unbeaten record in another scintillating display. She doesn't win by far, but it's the way she wins.
It's great. It's just amazing. I mean, she just keeps doing things that horses just ain't supposed to do.
You look like you waved the stick at her a little bit, but never cocked it. How much extra was there left in the tank had you needed it?
Oh, plenty, Gary. I mean, honestly, I with all due respect to the mare that ran second, I thought she ran like a great race. But if there was someone a little farther in front of us, it probably would have been better for me. She would have ran at them too. So, like I said, she was well within herself. She galloped out nice and easy, pulled up, and took one little breath of air, and jogged on back. And she seemed like it was a great race for her.
Well, there have been 2 dirt races with Zenyatta. Many people feel that she's better on the dirt with winning margins combined of 9-10 lengths in those 2 dirt starts. And it's been widely publicized that Del Mar's, Polly, is not her favorite track. How did she feel over it? Did you feel that it wasn't something she was getting a hold of, even in the win like last year?
No, I mean, I thought she was getting a hold of it all right. I mean, I thought she did very well over it. Probably not her favorite surface to run over, but she seems to get over it. I mean, she seems to get over just about anything, to tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. Her dirt races, her margin of victory, of course, was a little bigger, but the race also set up a little different on the dirt. Whereas they went quicker early, and she just run on by them, and they didn't have anything left there towards the end. Whereas these synthetic races, we've been crawling the first part, so everyone really finishes.
Zenyatta has caught many people's eyes, including songwriter and performer Liza G. Fly.
Well, the very first time I ever saw Zenyatta, I just fell in love with her, like most people, I think. And Jack Vanberg actually encouraged me to write this song, and he took it to Jerry Moss for me. Oh, wow. So once I wrote the song and recorded it, it's sort of just taken off from there.
Can Jack sing at all? Is he much of a singer? I know he's a good auctioneer.
He's an auctioneer.
Can he sing?
He actually has a great voice, yeah.
Wow.
Well, he should have done backup. So what's Jerry going to do? Are you going to get this video out on, say, Country Music Television? What's the next step?
Well, the video is out on YouTube right now. It's been out for 5 days. It's had 4,000 hits already. I'm really excited. And it's available on iTunes. And after that, I'm not really sure what their plans are for it.
Coming up.
This is a very prestigious race. Being by my dollar doors is going to just add value to our asset,
Champagne Darrell kicks away from the field in the final furlong and won the test by 4.5 lengths. Get him with a menacing run. Holly Road and Blame, a photo finish that Blame got.
Okay, we've got a little bit of time here, so the bullet drill. The Claiborne Stakes Showcase this week is the test, and I know you're the professor of handicapping 101, so let's do a test bullet drill. The average grade you give out to your handicapping 101 class.
You don't want me as a teacher.
No?
No. The average, C- if you're lucky.
Oh, come on. Percent of students, boy, this is bad. Percent of students that move on to the handicapping 201 class.
There's been a few. Maybe 5%.
All right. 5%? What kind of professor
I'm a tough guy, tough teacher.
Graduating class, largest size, what? None?
I don't think I've graduated anybody.
Are you kidding me?
Nobody. Well, you haven't taken my class.
No,
yet.
But I've sat next to you and against the other.
I'd pass you.
I can't.
You might be the
believe
first if you ever took
that
it.
you're such a hard professor on the students. They're just learning.
Eric Guillot gave us an update on his filly Champagne Doral before Saturday's test stakes.
She's coming in fine. She's been doing pretty well since the fairgrounds, actually. You know, she hasn't really backed up since we brought her off the layup from the Breeders' Cup, you know, when that was a fiasco. But as far as for the weather, she got up here, the weather's cooled off. She blossomed. The track's been kind of got her acclimated to the Oklahoma track when it first got here because they had just put some new surface and sand to the main track, and it took the equipment, the horses, and the water trucks, you know, in the rain a few times, a week or two to pack it down where it was so cuppy and loose. Now she's been at the main track, got a couple of breeds. She breeds in the mud, 104 just breezing easy, and then she came back with a 48 with a big finish, a big gallop out. Doing well. She's doing really well.
Are you looking at this race as a progression to get to the Breeders' Cup with this filly?
Yeah, actually, you know, that's the only chance probably, you know, is to get to the Breeders' Cup with the 7-8 sprint. The older mares look like the division is done weakened a little bit, spread out. So I was going to keep her 7-8. She'll go a mile and 8th and mile 16th. But I figure let's wait till she's 4 where she's stronger and bigger. She's been growing. And keep her 7-8. The test is a very prestigious race, being by $1 door. This is going to just add value to her asset, you know.
The field turns for home. Champagne Doral, Picus Blue still going at each other at the top of the stretch. Bonnie Blue Flag trying to come on through in between horses now. And up the fence comes Buckle Up Buttercup. Christine Daae and Lovely Lil battling on bravely. Ashley between horses. Champagne Doral the leader. Champagne Doral kicks away from the field in the final furlong and won the test by 4.5 lengths.
The Whitney came down to 2 horses, and we caught up with their trainers before the race.
Quality Road's doing fantastic. You know, his works here and at Belmont leading up to this have been, you know, just absolutely brilliant. So we're very excited about running in the Whitney.
Is there a sense of confidence or I guess just feeling good that he had a race over here last year and ran well in that race, and so he knows the track, and does that make you confident or help at all?
Well, you know, we know he likes the track from his performance in the Amsterdam last year, and he didn't run badly in the Travers, although he didn't handle the slop really well. So, you know, obviously we would love fast conditions in a dry track, but you know, he's training so well, it's hard not to be confident in the way he's doing.
We're very happy with Blame. He's trained well since he's got up here from Keeneland. He did well in Keeneland after the Foster. He's had 2 works here. He's fully acclimated, and he's very fresh, and he's happy.
How much pressure is there coming into a race like this where you're running a winning streak and now you're going to be facing Quality Road? What are your thoughts about Quality Road and the winning streak?
Well, the pressure, it's a little nerve-wracking. Grade 1 is Saratoga, but that's why we're in the game. So we figured we'd catch a horse like Quality Road. Actually, we knew we'd catch Quality Road a long time ago. But we like where our horse is. This is his 3rd race back after a nice freshening. So we're sitting on a really good race. Hopefully he shows it on Saturday.
Now, how happy are you about the Breeders' Cup Classic being at Churchill Downs, your home track?
Yeah, we're thrilled to death about it. That's in the back of our mind on a daily basis. He's got a great record at Churchill. He sure seems like he would like a mile and a quarter, the way his running style is. His pedigree says the same thing. So what happens Saturday's fine. We just want our A game to show up, which I think it will, and but we just want to carry forward till November.
And what kind of trip are you looking for? Tactical speed? What do you anticipate there?
Right. Well, it looks like a small field, and there's 2 speed horses, Quality Road being one of them, Haynesfield being the other. They'll go out in front of us, I'm sure, maybe play a little cat and mouse and try and slow it down. And Garrett might be sitting a little closer than one might think because I don't they'll run off on the front end, those 2 speed horses. So we might be 3rd, hopefully a little closer than we were in the Foster.
The field turns for home with Quality Road to catch. Top of the stretch. Quality Road leads by a length and a half. Musket Man is 2nd. Here comes Blame with that stretch run of his on the outside. Blame is coming hard at Quality Road. Quality Road is digging down deep. Blame is coming at him with a menacing run. Quality Road and Blame, a photo finish that Blame got. Blame got it by a nostril.
Secret Gypsy cruised home to pick up a win in the Grade 2 Honorable Miss Stakes.
but it's Secret Gypsy who strikes the lead. One Smoke and Liddy left behind in second. Hourglass and Warbling, they're now second and third. Still first, Secret Gypsy down to the final 16th. Secret Gypsy clear by 3. Hourglass and Warbling on the wire. It is Secret Gypsy who won it by clear 2 lengths.
Steve Asmussen's Majestic Perfection looked to make it 5 in a row in the Vanderbilt.
He's an absolutely beautiful horse that been very fortunate to have for Padua Stable, the Sanan family. And his last 3 races have been very fast, but definitely jumping in some deep water with some very accomplished horses this weekend.
Now, just going by his PPs, it looks like he has a lot of speed. Where would you anticipate him early in the race?
Well, he is a very fast horse, and his last race at Prairie Meadows was 43 and change for a half and stuff, so he'll be pretty close to the lead, if not on it.
And how's he been training up here at Saratoga? This will be his first start. Any concerns about that?
Always concerns, just being a different venue, different surface, but the horse has done well up here and enjoyed the weather. He looks good, and I think it'll just be the level of competition and how he stacks up against them.
Majestic Perfection is 1.5, 45 3/5 seconds, comes to the mid-stretch marker with a 3-length lead, and Big Drama and Bribone trying to get to him. Majestic Perfection still clear by almost 4. Big Drama and Bribone both chasing him home, and Majestic Perfection is the real 6-furlong deal.
Bill Mott grabbed his 4,000th victory on Saturday at the Spa.
Coming down into the final furlong now. Living Large, a narrow lead. Here's Mystic on the outside. They're head-to-head for the lead. Missing Lisa Lewis is there. Prince William far outside. They're coming down to the finish, and it is Mystic in front. Missing Lisa Lewis on the outside. Late try. Prince William third, and it's Mystic on the wire.
Nice to have it today. It's a good, nice sunny day in Saratoga, and I'm glad it happened here. I mean, this is a very special place to have it happen, and I'll always remember it.
So I guess you know what A-Rod was going through.
Well, we have the same
So Tom said a couple more decades to amass more winners. Is that accurate, a couple more decades of training for you?
Well, I don't know. 30 years ago I said 10 more years, and then 20 years ago I said 10 more years, and then I said 10 more. So, maybe 10 more years. Who knows?
Nice getting with Kent to Storm all right.
Yeah, it was. Kent's a good friend. He's done well for me, and I'm glad it happened for him. I mean, there's been such a multitude of people that have really helped. I mean, it's not me that got 4,000 winners. I mean, it's the entire crew. I mean, whether it's past assistants and grooms and hot walkers and riders and such a multitude of owners, I think it'd probably be, easier to name the ones that weren't part of it as it would be to name the ones that were part of it, because I've had so much help along the way, and I've had so much backing and moral support, and there's been a lot of hard work involved, and I commend my assistants, past and present, for the good job that they've done.
Coming up on HRTV Rewind.
Well, I've been great. I couldn't be better. I'm feeling good about this induction. It's been the top of my career.
We've had some good donations of very generous people to the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation. Knowing that this is happening helps us to get up those long hills of Normandy.
They pass 3/4. It's Cassis. Lucky Chucky on the outside, taking it to him and taking over. 122 and 2 in the stretch of the Hamiltonian. Lucky Chucky takes the lead, but here comes Muscle Massive on the outside. Lucky Chucky, Muscle Massive, Pierce on the outside. Campbell and Pierce together. Lucky Chucky, Muscle Massive on the outside. Wishing Stone third. Muscle Massive, and it's a massive win for Ron Pierce.
Racing legend Donald Pierce joined Race Day America to talk about his upcoming induction into racing's Hall of Fame.
Well, I've been great. I couldn't be better. I'm feeling good about this induction. It's been the top of my career. Well, I've been great. I couldn't be better. I'm feeling good about this induction. It's been the top of my career.
A very distinguished career at that, over 3,000 wins in your career. Rode a lot of nice horses for Charlie Winningham in your day, Don. I bet you've got some pretty interesting stories about working with the Bald Eagle.
Well, yes, it was good that he liked me. I love that. You know, he come when Shoe couldn't ride him, he come looking for me. So Shoe couldn't ride them all, so I wound up on a lot of them.
Well, one of my favorite horses that you rode was Flying Paster, but as I look down this list, I mean, Ack, Kennedy Road, Quack, the great come from behind dramatic finisher Silky Sullivan. I mean, who are a couple of your favorites and why?
Well, Silky Sullivan was definitely one of my favorites, you know, because he was a crowd pleaser, and God, he got more fan mail than Cary Grant, I think. And, you know, I was young, and he was getting all that publicity, and so was I. It just kind of helped my career right along.
You know, you're born in Oklahoma, won your first race in New Mexico at Ruidosa Downs. What was it like to start off at those sorts of places and then come to the big time with your big opportunity? Was it intimidating to be a young guy and show up with the best riders in the world?
You mean from coming from there?
Coming from New Mexico, right.
Yes. Yes, sure was.
Mark Kramer is finished with his own Tour de France to help raise money for the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation.
The idea germinated between Alan Kennedy, my partner, my handicapping partner and bicycle partner, and Sue Finley at the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation. I don't know which of the two had the idea first. It seemed to come out automatically that we could do a bicycle trip visiting racetracks. And Alan and I, first we thought it was going to be maybe for 3 or 4 days or 5 days. And Sue, she said, no, this is the Tour de France. You have to do the same days as the Tour de France. And there was a lot of convincing to do of a lot of people, but that was harder than the trip itself. But we managed to convince everybody that it was a good idea. I feel more energized now than at that beginning, because we've had some good donations of very generous people to the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation, and somehow the psychology of knowing that this is happening helped us to get up those long hills of Normandy and other regions of France.
Cindy Rollman gave us an update on the happenings at the Kentucky Horse Park.
I understand the activity level at the horse park, especially with the WEG, World Equestrian Games, coming to town, is through the roof. Is that really giving you a lot of traffic right now?
I don't know that it's necessarily giving us any more visitors than usual right now, but it has certainly given the Kentucky Horse Park and consequently the whole state of Kentucky and Kentucky's horse industry a lot of exposure on an international level, which is really great. You know, it's always good when we can show off our horse industry, and not just our thoroughbred industry, which has always been outstanding, but, you know, we have such a dynamic and growing sport horse industry in the state. So it's really, you know, it's good to let people outside of Kentucky know that this is just, you know, this really is the best place to breed, to race, to show, you know, to compete with horses.
That's all for this week on HRTV. Here's a look at what's coming up next week.